guys, so welcome back to my channel. I want to go ahead and show you guys my go-to makeup products and makeup look as well that I have been wearing, for the past few weeks, honestly. Well, actually since like January, but I just locked in my routine at this moment. So what actually happened was I went out last night, fell asleep in my makeup again, which I need to stop doing, and I woke up and my face still looked flawless. And I've been doing this a lot often, you guys, like falling asleep in my makeup. I don't recommend it, obviously, but every time I wake up, I'm like, my face still looks good. So I just want to go ahead and share with you guys what I use. And if you guys are interested, make sure you go ahead and like, subscribe, and let's jump right to the video. So happy Sunday, you guys. I wanted to go ahead and do my go-to makeup look just because I went out last night and I woke up this morning, y'all, and I know this is really bad, but I fell asleep with my makeup on, okay? Yeah, I had too much fun last night. But at the same time, I woke up and my face was still flawless. So I was like, let me just share with you guys my routine and what I normally do. But these products aren't anything new. You guys know what I love on my channel, but this is like my set routine at the moment and I'm just loving it. But before we go ahead and jump into it, you guys, I want to show y'all how long my hair is getting. Like, I straightened my hair this weekend, okay? And I just want to show you guys like how long it is now. Like, y'all don't understand, like I've been sitting here trying to grow my hair for years and it's doing this thing, so I'm really happy. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the face. First things first is primer. I want to use my One Size Secure the Blur Makeup Magnet Primer just because this is like my go-to primer at the moment. You guys know my Ken & Austin primer is completely going, not out of stock, but it's being discontinued, so I need to go ahead and find a new primer, and I really like this one so far. So I really love this primer just because it gives the skin like a really nice matte finish, but it's still hydrated at the same time. I really love it. So now I move on to color corrector. I'm going to use my Cover FX Power Play Color Corrector in the shade Orange just to hide some of my dark marks, as y'all can see. I don't know what it is, but this side keeps breaking out recently. So I don't know if it's me talking on the phone or what. Like, I wash my pillows, y'all, so I really don't know what it is that's making the side break out, but I need to figure it out. All right, I'm gonna put some around my mouth, and then here as well. And then I'm taking my Morphe M335 brush just to pat it into my skin, and I really love this brush just because it blends it really well. And by the time I'm done, you can't really tell that I have, orange corrector on my skin. So that's pretty much blended into the skin. And it's really funny. I was telling y'all, I don't know why I'm breaking out and all of that, but I keep sleeping with my makeup on lately. Like, I am just, y'all, I've been really bad this week with my makeup and just my skincare. So yeah, it's probably my fault why I'm breaking out, but it is what it is. So now I'm taking my Sephora Best Skin Ever foundation in the shade 55N. Literally, I'm in love with this foundation. I know I talk about it pretty much in every video now, but it's just the most beautiful, long-lasting, flawless foundation I have tried in a long time. So I really love this stuff. So what I'm gonna do is take some of this and apply the foundation onto the skin. And I typically do build it up a little bit after, but we'll just start off with this amount for now. And then I'm taking my black beauty sponge and I'm just gonna blend this into the skin. And I think the reason why I really love this is because of the color. Like, it's absolutely flawless. It matches perfectly. I'm just super impressed. Like, Sephora, y'all really did that. So I will say the Sephora VIP sale is coming up soon. I believe in April is when it starts. So if you're thinking about this foundation, just go ahead and grab it then. Like, it's already pretty affordable at $20, but you're gonna save a little bit of money as well. So y'all can see right now, like, comparing both sides, I have no foundation on this side and this side I do, but you can't even really tell. Like, I'm telling y'all, this thin right here is just amazing. I'm gonna apply some to the other side. That way we can get it even. So now I'm going to go ahead and move on to my bronzing slash contour. I'm going to use my Juvias Place Katsina. It's actually a foundation stick, but I call it a bronzing cream or whatever. But yes, this is really nice for me, at least, because it helps for my bronzer to pop a little bit more, especially in pictures, you guys. Like, I want my bronzer and contour to look really sharp and clean, and this really helps me, because I told y'all before in a previous video that I used to just use bronzer, like the powders by itself, and it still looks good, of course, but it wasn't giving me like that pop that I needed. So this is really, really good for that. And then the best way to blend everything into the skin is using a sponge, just because it makes it look really natural on the skin. If you want it to be a little bit more prominent on the skin, I will say go ahead and use a brush, because it will leave it very, like, what's what I'm looking for? Very, yeah, I don't know y'all, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. Basically, it'll look a lot more bold if you use a brush compared to when you use a sponge. All right, so once I'm done with blending this in, I move on to concealer, of course. I always use the McGrath Lab Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Concealer, just because with this, it lasts all day, it doesn't move, it looks beautiful, it looks flawless every single time. Like, I don't know what concealer out there can beat this one, but this one's my absolute favorite. So I'm gonna take some of this onto the forehead, of course, and then in the inner corner of the eyes. And I really need to get a new one because this one is almost done, but I'm gonna make sure to use it all up. Okay. And then I'm also gonna put some right here and then on my chin. And as I blend this in, I'm going to ask you guys how your year is going so far. I keep asking everyone this question because I feel like, you know, for a lot of people last year, it was pretty rough. Okay, it was really, really rough. But for me, like this year, y'all, like I'm just so like happy. Like I'm so happy. And it's like God just really keeps blessing me. And I'm just like, Lord, like, thank you. Like, thank you, because I went through a season of like, you know, craziness. And now I feel like I'm finally reaping, you know, like a bunch of good blessings. So I'm really happy. But I do want to say that if your year isn't going, you know, that good, just go ahead and stick it out and be very hopeful. Like, everybody has to go through a rough patch before it gets better. That's just how life is, okay? But once you get there, I'm telling you, it's going to be so worth it. So just stick it through. But let me know down below, because I really want to know so far, you know? And I also feel like with the sun coming out and the weather being a little bit hot, like I'm just in a good mood. Like the sun really brings like the best out of everybody. Like during lunch, you guys, when I'm working, because I'm still working from home, during lunch, I just go outside and just like lay in the sun. Like I'm not trying to tan, because obviously, like, you know, but at the same time, like just being in the sun makes me really happy. So I 100% recommend that. Now let's see, to set the under eyes, of course, you guys already know at this point, it's a Huda Beauty Easy Bake Powder in the shade Kunafa. It just holds my makeup and all of that, you guys. Like, it's just the best yellow powder out there. I'm sorry. Like, one day I feel like, you know, I may switch it up, but till then, it's gonna be this one. All right, so while I bake, I'm gonna go ahead and do the eyes really quickly. I told you guys before, I used to do very like colorful, bold looks, but now I'm more like on the natural side of things. So what I'm gonna use on my crease, actually, or in my crease, is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in the shade Endless Summer. And the reason why I put this in my crease is because it's the perfect color, but then also it does have a little bit of shimmer as well. So it's super pretty how I do it, and it's simple as well, you guys. So trust me, it's probably gonna take like a minute or two. Now I'm gonna use my Morphe M504 brush, and all I do is take some of this bronzer and literally just go back and forth in my crease. Like I don't do anything too crazy, but I just put it in my crease. And then I also drag it down onto the lids. Now what I grabbed next is my Essence Melted Chrome Eyeshadow in the shade Warm Bronze. And this is a very bronzy shade, of course, but I love it because it is super chocolatey. I can get it open and show you guys what it looks like. Oh, I'm struggling. All right, 1 second. So I finally got it open and this is what it looks like. As y'all can see, it is super pretty. So what I'm gonna do is I take this and I'm just gonna pat it onto the lids ever so slightly. Like, I'm not trying to do like a super intense look. I just want to add a little bit of shimmer onto the lid. So I just go like this. And I know it's not anything super dramatic, but it does make the biggest difference. And then after that, I go back in with the bronzer just to really blend this with the crease. But I just love the way this looks. Like, it's so neutral and, you know, basic, but I think it's super pretty at the same time. So we're gonna add a little bit of liner onto the lids, but nothing crazy. I'm taking my Marc Jacobs highliner in the shade Blacquer. And I don't know why I'm struggling today to get everything open, but what we're gonna do is take this and closely line the waterline like so. Get as close to it as possible. We're not trying to make it too dramatic, just add a little bit of something there because I do want to smoke it out with my brush in a second. So I'm just adding this very close to the waterline. And then I'm taking my Morphe M408 brush just to kind of smoke this out a little bit. And then after that, what we're gonna do next as well is we're going to line the waterline using the Marc Jacobs, I believe it's called their Brownie highliner. Let's see, yes, Brownie highliner. And I'm gonna take this underneath the eyes. And I kind of make it a little bit messy because we're gonna smudge it regardless, but I just add this like so. And it's gonna give like a very smoky but natural look, you guys. Like, I love doing this all the time. So to add some finished touches to the eyes, I'm gonna use my Airy lash from Beauty by Chi Chi, of course. Super wispy and lengthy. I love this lash for like an everyday look. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this one. So the face is finally coming together, and y'all don't mind the lash glue. I'm letting it dry down for a little bit. But while it dries down, I'm gonna apply some bronzer. I'm gonna use my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush bronzer in the shade Tan number 3. My absolute favorite, you guys. It just looks so natural on my skin. It doesn't pull too warm. It's just like the perfect undertone, and I always go ahead and use it. And y'all look, like I'm even hitting pan on the bronzer. Like, look at me. All right, so let me put my hair back. I'm gonna apply some of this onto the face, of course, just to add a little bit more color. Now to set the face, I'm gonna use my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. A lot of people ask me why I go ahead and spray my face in between. It's because before I go ahead and apply blush and highlighter, I wanna make sure those products sink into the skin. Right now, my face is super powdery, so this helps to set everything before I go ahead and put blush and highlighter. So I hope that makes sense. But then this also really locks my makeup for the rest of the night, you guys. Like, literally, this just... it's like, how do I say this? It's like, is it super glue for the face? I don't want to say all that, but literally once you go ahead and spray this on your face, it is locked, it is not moving, like it is good to go. So I'm gonna take some of this and just spray all over. Okay, so time for some blush. I'm gonna use my Rare Beauty blush in the shade love, and I love this color obviously just because it goes with any makeup look. But then also when it comes to this blush, once you put it on your face, it is not moving once it dries down. So I really like that aspect of it because yeah, a lot of the products I use, I want to make sure they're not moving, you know, throughout the night. So I'm going to take this onto the back of my hand. I'm going to take my sponge and just dab it into the product and just apply it because I just want a light flush of the color. So next is highlighter, and I have two favorites as of lately. I have the Merit Beauty Bounce Highlighting Balm, which literally looks so wet on the skin. Then I also have the Flower Beauty Day Glow Highlighting Glaze. This one is just as good, and this was in the shade, let's see, Ablaze. So I don't know which one I want to use. I'm kind of leaning towards this one because I am going for like that bronzy look, so I'll probably use this one for today. So all I really do is take my sponge, just because y'all notice I use my sponge for everything. And in case you are wondering what sponge this is the Beauty by Chi Chi Bounce Sponge that I launched, I believe last month. Yeah, so I just use this for everything because it makes the skin literally look like skin and doesn't make it look like you're wearing too much makeup as well. So I'm going to take this and just tap it onto the high points of my cheek. Like so. Ooh, I brought it a little bit too low. Let me blend that out. So I'm literally just tapping this into the skin, as y'all can see. And it looks so wet. I just love this look for like a natural glowy look. Like I'm like a creams, like liquid type person now when it comes to my makeup. Like I feel like they look so beautiful on the skin. So last but not least is the lips, and I'm gonna use my go-to Morphe Trendsetter lip pencil, which is a very chocolatey pencil. And I'm gonna use my Dose of Colors liquid matte lipstick in the shade Chocolate Wasted All Over. Now in the center, I'm gonna use my Beauty by Chi Chi, my brand, Cuddles liquid lipstick in the center, just to add like a little ombre effect. All right, you guys, so this is my completed makeup look. I do hope you guys enjoyed this video, and also let me know down below some products that you recommend that you use all the time and always last throughout the night and all of that. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts down below, but I love you guys so much. Make sure you go ahead and like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next one.